that contributes to its ability to satisfy stated or implied needs. It can be customized for organizations. There is another definition of IEEE. The degree to which a component, system, or process meets specified requirements and user or customer needs and expectations. So I'll give also a better definition. I'll give one more definition. What are the major challenges of software development nowadays? So basically there are three major challenges in software development nowadays across the world. So firstly, time. It's difficult to deliver on time, late delivery. Secondly, cost, high cost. That means budget overrun. Thirdly, quality, low quality with faults. Okay, so these are the three main challenges of software development we are facing. So we try to improve those things. So firstly, the time. So it's difficult to deliver on time. So for every project, at the beginning of the project, there is a specified time span. But what happens? Not all projects are delivered on time. Sometimes projects are delivered late. That is one problem. Secondly, cost. At the beginning of a project, every project has a budget, but sometimes we end up with a budget overrun. Budget is exceeded. Thirdly, quality. Suppose you, in your firm, you developed a software for Dhaka Bank. So you think that, oh, okay, I have good requirements, engineers, analysts. So we have good designers, good programmers, good test engineers. So good. But how good is your product? How good is the product? When the product is delivered to the client, then unexpectedly many defects are found. Okay. So these are the three major challenges. So students, you got the idea? So
Yes, sir.
we try to overcome those things. Any questions, student? So these are the three. You got the point? বুঝতে পারছো যে একটা প্রজেক্টের একটা টাইম লাইন থাকে, মনে করো একটা প্রজেক্টের টাইম লাইন মনে করো যে 20 মাসের প্রজেক্ট, কিন্তু দেখা গেল 20 মাসে শেষ হয় না, এটা হয়তো দেখো 26 মাস লেগে যায়। বুঝতে পারছো? অন টাইমে ডেলিভার হয় না, লেট হয়। আবার কস্ট, বাজেট ওভারান হয়। মনে করো একটা প্রজেক্টের বাজেট হলো 40 লাখ টাকা, দেখা গেল এটা যখন শেষ করতে খরচা হয়ে গেল 50 লাখ টাকা, এরকম। আর কোয়ালিটি হলো কি জিনিস, যে সবকিছু তুমি ঠিকঠাক ভাবে করেছো, কিন্তু যখন ডেলিভারি তোমার জিনিসটা কতটা ভালো কখন বোঝা যাবে? যখন ডেলিভারি, যখন এন্ড ইউজার ইউজ করা আরম্ভ করবে, তখন দেখা যায় অনেক ডিফেক্ট বের হয়, বাগ বের হয়। তো এগুলো আমরা ফেস করি। অল প্রজেক্টস আর নট successful. Okay, so I can give you one example. A survey result of Standist Group of USA. They did a survey in USA, Standist Group. They analyzed 13,522 projects, and only 1/3 projects were successful. That means two-thirds projects were not successful. So out of 13,522 projects, 82% projects were delivered late, and 43% projects were exceeded budget. So that is a fact. From different survey results, we see that all projects are not successful. Okay. So one question now, what is the wrong with, if there are a software is too much buggy, if there are a lot of defects in the software, what is the problem? Well, sometimes it's not a big problem. If we are a student, maybe every 6 months or 1 year you would always crashes, so you have backup, no problem that much. However, sometimes cost of a bug is really huge in terms of money, in terms of lives of human being or environment. So here are some two classic examples of software defects. Firstly, flight Ariane 5. On June 4, 1996, the rocket Ariane 5 tore itself apart 32 seconds after launch because of a malfunction in the control software, making the fault most expensive computer bug in history. It's the most expensive computer bug in history. It's a mission critical issue. Okay, you got the point. 1996 সালে তোমার ইউরোপিয়ান ইউনিয়ন এটা লঞ্চ করেছিল এই যে এরিয়ান 5 একটা স্পেস শাটল, এটা ছোড়ার 37 সেকেন্ড পরে এক্সপ্লোড করে যায় একটা ডিফেক্টের জন্য, একটা বাগের জন্য। বাট it took a lot of time to develop the Ariane 5, and it cost around $800 million. বুঝতে 800 মিলিয়ন ডলার খরচ করে অনেক কয়েক বছর ধরে ডেভেলপ করা হলো, তারপর এটা 37 সেকেন্ডেই এটা এক্সপ্লোড করে গেছে ছোড়ার। Second example, lethal excess, the Threat 25 system. The Threat 25 was a radiation therapy machine produced by Atomic Energy of Canada Limited in 1986, but initially a lot of people died because of massive overdose of radiation, and this was happened because of a software bug. So actually it was a medical device for treating the cancer patients. So what happened, because of the software bug in the system, initially the radiation was passing 100 times more than the expected. So initially a lot of people died because of that. So these are the two classics. So if you notice, so for a software defect or bug, the sometimes cost is very high in terms of money or in terms of lives of human being. অনেক সময় দেখা যায় একটা বাগের জন্য দেখা যায় কি অনেক জানমালের ক্ষতি হয়ে যাচ্ছে। What is the software quality assurance? What is software testing? What are the differences between them? So very common interview question. Student, at the end of this course, I'll give you, in addition to this lecture slide, I'll give you two things. Firstly, I'll give you a sample resume for quality assurance and testing jobs. I'll show sample resume, what it looks like, what should be there, how to write that resume, and more importantly, I'll give you some common interview question and answer. So it will help you to get a job anywhere in the world, in Bangladesh, USA, or Australia, any country in the world. So I'll give you some one lecture for common interview question with answers. Okay, that will help you. So what is the difference between this? Let's see. What is software quality assurance? It's defined as a planned and systematic approach to the evaluation of the quality of and adherence to software product standards, processes, and procedures. It's an umbrella activity that's applied throughout the software process. Just few minutes before we saw that it's one of the umbrella activities. It's an effective approach to produce high quality software at low cost. It's a process oriented activity. Its main goal is to prevent defects. So sometimes you will see the color and bold letters. So you those are more important things. You note those things: the color, letters, the colored sentences, bold, color, those things. What is software testing? Software testing is the process of executing a system or component under specified requirements, specified conditions, or environment with the intent of finding defects and to verify that it satisfied specified requirements. So mainly, so what is software? You execute a software or software component to find defects and to verify that it provides the required functionality. So two things are involved. Firstly, you execute the software or software component under specified environment for finding defects and to verify that it satisfies specified requirements. Testing is a product-oriented activity. The main goal of testing is to detect defects. Testing have different levels. We'll see later on. Basically, there are 4 levels of software testing. Okay, firstly, unit testing, then integration testing, then system testing, then acceptance testing. So throughout the semester, we'll discuss those things in details. So right now, just remember there are 4 levels of testing. Testing can be manual, can be automated. So what is manual testing? Manual testing is done by human being based on the requirements and functions of the system. When a human being tests, that is called manual testing. What is automated testing? Automated testing means testing conducted with the assistance of some software testing tool. So you got the idea? রিকোয়ারমেন্ট দেখে দেখে যখন মানুষ করে এটাকে বলি ম্যানুয়াল টেস্টিং, আর যখন এটা টুলের মাধ্যমে করি এটাকে বলি আমরা অটোমেটেড টেস্টিং। So that's the so in the interview, if you are asked the question, what is the difference between QA and testing? So another students, frequently I gonna use the term QA instead of SQA, software quality assurance, or SQA. Frequently I gonna use the term QA, in quality assurance, and for software testing frequently I gonna use the term just testing. So for testing we mean the software testing. So what is the difference? Basically 2 differences. Software quality assurance is a process oriented activity, whereas testing is a product oriented activity. Quality assurance is oriented to bug prevention. Testing is oriented to bug detection. That means main objective of quality assurance is to prevent bug, and main objective of testing is to detect bug. It is very common interview question. Okay, very common interview. I was asked when I went to the first interview in Bangladesh, first time in the Techno Vista firm in Khilkat. It was in Khilkat in 2009. I guess right, it is in Uttara maybe, not the Techno Vista on IT firm. So the CEO of that firm, he took my interview, and he asked, the first question was this one: what is the difference between QA and testing? Very common interview question. So you have to say these 2 points. So one thing we'll see gradually later on, that actually testing is a part of quality assurance. It's like a subset. Okay, software testing is one of the major activities of quality assurance. So bigger thing is the quality assurance. Okay, testing is a part of it. So there are, besides testing, there are other activities like inspection or formal technical review, defect prevention activities, defect containment activities. So all together becomes the software quality assurance. Why there are so many bugs in software? There are many reasons. Firstly, faulty requirements definition. If there is fault in the requirements definition. Secondly, client developer communication failure or miscommunication. Okay. Then software complexity, logical design errors, programming errors, non-compliance with documentation, coding instructions, time pressure. So suppose you are the test lead of a project and you need 30 months for testing, but you are given 20 months. So you think you need 30 months, but you are given 20 months. So there will be more bugs in the system in that case. Documentation errors. There may be errors in the documentation, different types of document we generate. Software development tools. Okay, even software testing tools can generate also bugs also. So students, remember, frequently we're gonna use these terms interchangeably: error, fault, failure, or defects. So error, fault, failure, collectively known as defect, software defect. And there is another term frequently we use also, bug also. Lastly, lack of skilled testers. Okay. So there are many reasons. So in fact, we can develop a software without bug. Nobody can. Eventually there will be some defects, more or less, in the system. So one main reason is there why because complete testing is impossible. So what is complete testing? We'll see later on. Complete testing means testing a software with all sorts of inputs, valid and invalid, under all execution environments. So it's really difficult to test a software completely. It takes a lot of time, maybe 200 years, 800 years, 1000 years. But you will be given only 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year, not 500 years. Okay, so complete testing is impossible. So why do we need to study this course? What are the outcomes of this course? Well, this is one of the major areas of software engineering, and you can build up your career as a software quality assurance engineer or test engineer. That is one thing. So, and what are the outcomes? Oh, well, students, you are lucky that you are getting this course at undergrad level. So this course is not offered in many universities, not only in Bangladesh but also in US also. So you are lucky that you are getting this course at undergrad level. So you can build up your career as a software quality assurance engineer or software test engineers. I have students. My students are doing very well in almost all reputed firms in Bangladesh, and also some are working abroad also, and some are working in Vietnam, Singapore, Australia also. So I have students in almost all reputed IT firms in Dhaka city. They are working as a software quality assurance engineer and test. Last week also one student, his name is Sabbir Midha, I guess. He just in Teams he gave me a message, he got a job recently, and few weeks back another student, her name is Faria Sultana, I guess. She told me that she actually got 2 jobs. So she's working in somewhere in Gulshan. So you can firstly you can build up your career as a software quality assurance engineer or test engineer. So secondly, another you have advantage. You have your elder brothers or sisters, AIBians, they are working in reputed IT firms in Dhaka city. So, but you have to prepare for this. Okay, you have to prepare for this. So I will provide all sorts of supports. Okay, I'll show you some sample resume, and I will give you common interview question and answer, so that you can do well in the interview. Okay, not now, at the end of the semester, because if now I can give you right now, but you will not understand anything. So now the question is, what is a good quality software? A quality software is one that meets the customer requirements, contains minimum number of defects, and is delivered within budget and time. Students, notice, I am telling contains minimum number of defects, not 0 defects. Why? Because nobody can develop a software with 0 defects. Eventually, there will be some defects, more or less, major or minor. Okay. So a good quality software is one that meets customer needs and requirements, fulfill the customer's requirements, contains minimum number of defects, and is delivered within budget and time. So notice one thing, that the term actually quality is different for different people. Okay. For example, in your IT firm, you are developing a software for Dhaka Bank. Okay. So for an end user of the Dhaka Bank, one employee of Dhaka Bank, for example, what is quality for the end user? User friendliness, whether the system is easy to use, easy to learn. That is the quality for the end user. What is the quality for you? Minimum number of defects. What is the quality for your project manager? Delivering the product within time and budget. What is the quality in your senior management for the business manager of your organization? How much profit we get from the project? So if you notice, the term quality is different for different people. Okay. Again, for the one end user of Dhaka Bank, what is the quality? User friendliness. Whether the system is easy to use, easy to learn, those things. And again, quality maybe is different for the top management of Dhaka Bank. They can think that, oh, well, we can pay some more money. Is it possible to modify the software or changing the features so that they need the less number of employees? So that, considering all sides, that's a good definition of quality software. Okay, so a quality software is one that meets the customer needs and requirements, contains minimum number of defects, and is delivered within budget and time. So thanks a lot for your kind attention. Do you have any questions, students, regarding this course? Do you have any questions?
Sir, marks distribution.
Sir.
Yeah, I'll discuss it. So once again, I welcome all of you to this course, software quality and testing. Well, you don't need any book. However, the lectures are based on some books that are not available outside in the market. But however, I will give two major books. I have soft copy. I'll give you soon. Today I'll give you. Okay. So you stick with the lecture slides. You stick with the lecture. You have to listen to the lectures, and you have to see. Sometimes I'm gonna use the whiteboard. I'll show something. I'm gonna say something that is not written on your lecture slide. So you have to listen carefully. You have to read the lecture slides. You have to listen to the lectures also. So these lectures are based on different books and also some user manuals of some firms. They develop software testing tools. Probably you don't know Mercury Interactive. The firm was Mercury Interactive, and they develop good quality software tools. The firm was acquired by long before, in 2006, acquired by HP, Hewlett Packard. And so stick with the lecture slides. And sometimes I give you some definitions and others explanation on my own also. So you stick with the lecture slide and you must listen to the lecture. And if you don't understand, don't hesitate to ask any questions. Okay. So I will discuss. I will show you the quick review. We must have sound understanding of the SDLC. I'm going to discuss. And regarding the mark distribution, actually, we'll have a course meeting very soon. There are multiple sections. We'll have a course meeting soon, and I will discuss soon. But roughly, I can show you in the whiteboard very soon. So before that, I would like to say something about the SDLC and software process activities. Let's see. Okay, Saifi, can you see the lecture whiteboard?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, good. So, okay. So actually, that's review of software engineering. Just a review actually, but you must know those things. Make sure you know those things. Suppose that's the duration of a project. We call it what? Development phase. That is the delivery point. So up to this, that is a project duration, development phase. Okay, development phase. Once the product is delivered to the client and the client end user start using the system, then the maintenance phase starts. And the maintenance phase continues until the last day in use. Okay, so here that is sorry. So first one is the development phase. I'm writing dev, just development phase. That is the project duration, the time required to develop the system. Okay, development phase. Once the product is delivered to the client, and then maintenance phase starts. So second phase is called maintenance. So maintenance phase. So together, so development phase plus the maintenance phase, we call it SDLC, software development life cycle. That is the life cycle of a software. Saifi, can you see? Saifi, can you see the whiteboard?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay, okay, good. Students, so if you notice, so development phase plus maintenance phase, this is called the SDLC, software development life cycle, and maintenance phase continues until the last day in use. যতদিন পর্যন্ত সফটওয়্যারটা ইউজ হবে ততদিন পর্যন্ত এই মেইনটেনেন্স ফেজটা চলবে। বাই দ্য ওয়ে স্টুডেন্টস, ইজ দেয়ার এনিবডি হু ডাজ নট আন্ডারস্ট্যান্ড বাংলা? Is there anybody who does not understand Bangla? Is there any international student? No. Okay, sometimes I so that you can understand quickly, sometimes I may use Bangla also. Okay, so development phase plus maintenance phase is the SDLC. So if you notice, student, those activities, generic activities, if you notice the development phase, first I'm writing in brief. First, communication, I am writing C here, C for communications. So at first there must be communication between client, developer and other stakeholders. Otherwise, how you get the requirements? You must have communication with the client. And then planning, P for planning. For every project there must be one project manager, so the project manager plans. And then modeling, M for modeling, I am writing just M for modeling. Modeling has two major tasks. Okay, one is requirements analysis, analyzing the requirements and prepare the requirements document or SRS, and also design of the software. I'm writing just D for design. Okay, you got the idea? Modeling has two major activities: requirement analysis kore, requirements document prepare kora, software design kora. And then construction. Okay, I write CT, construction of the software. Construction involves two major tasks: coding and testing. C for coding, T for testing. Okay, I'm writing, so you have to listen carefully the lecture slide. So construction involves coding and testing. So based on the design, we need to write the program, and then also we need to test the program whether the program works correctly. And lastly, deployment, delivering the product to the client and get feedback. Is it okay for them? So those are the generic activities: communication, planning. I'm writing. Okay. So,
Sir, what did you say C stands for? The first one.
The first one, communication.
Okay.
First C, communication between client, developers and other stakeholders. কমিউনিকেশন যদি না হয় তুমি কিভাবে রিকোয়ারমেন্ট, তুমি কি ডেভেলপ করবা? তো তোমার একটা আইটি ফার্ম আছে, ইউ হ্যাভ এ আইটি ফার্ম, সো ইউ আর সাপোজ ইউ আর ডেভেলপিং software for Dhaka Bank. So you must have communication with the Dhaka Bank. You must communicate for various purpose. Also, you have to get the requirements from them and for various purpose. So there must be well communication. Then planning. Project manager must plan for the whole project, and then modeling. Modeling has two major tasks: requirement analysis and preparing the requirements document, and design of the software to design for. Then construction involves coding and testing. Based on the design, we need to write the programs, and also we need to test the program whether the program works correctly. And the last one is deployment. You deliver the software to the client and get feedback. Okay, so those are the generic activities. That means we must conduct those activities regardless of the size of the project, regardless of the complexity of the projects. And besides the generic activities, there are also other activities called umbrella activities. Do you remember? Project monitoring and tracking, software quality assurance, software configuration management, risk management, reusability management, formal technical review, work product preparation and production. ওই যে বিভিন্ন রকম ডকুমেন্ট প্রিপেয়ার করতে হয় আমাদেরকে, and measurement also. Measurements to collect metrics. From every project we collect some metrics. Okay, measurement, analytical data we collect for future projects. So those are the generic activities. Okay, we must conduct those activities regardless of the size of the project, regardless of the complexity of the project. Students, just 1 second, give me 1 second. Hello, আসসালাম। জি, বুঝতে পারছি। ভালো ক্লাসে স্যার। কোন কোর্সের? একটু পরে ক্লাস শেষে দিই। 11টার ক্লাস। আমি তো ক্লাস নিচ্ছি এখন। ক্লাসটা শেষ করে দিই। ওকে 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 স্টুডেন্টস। So Saifi, do you hear me? শুনতে পাচ্ছো সাইফি? হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছো?
জি স্যার, শুনতে পাচ্ছি।
সরি, ওই আরেকজন কোর্স টিচার একটা করে
স্যার।
হ্যাঁ
জি স্যার, শুনতে পাচ্ছি স্যার।
Okay, good. So software quality assurance, that is your course, or software quality and testing. Software quality assurance is an umbrella activity that occurs throughout the software process. It's an umbrella activity. So the course you are studying, the software quality and testing or software quality assurance, is one of the umbrella activities that occurs throughout the software process. What do you think? Once you deliver the project, that is the end of your testing? No, never. Testing never ends. Testing continues until the last day in use. যতদিন সফটওয়্যার থাকবে ততদিন। কারণ কি? Why? In the future, the software will be modified. So there may be another question. What are the activities in the maintenance phase? So you have studied in software engineering. Can you tell me what are the major activities in maintenance phase? Maintenance phase এর major task গুলো কি কি? What are those? Firstly, corrective maintenance activities. So in the maintenance phase, the end user gets defects. We need to fix those things. So that is called, we need to correct those things. We need to fix the bugs. That is called corrective maintenance activities. Secondly, adaptive maintenance activities. In the maintenance phase, the different operating environment changes, hardware changes, software changes, there may be new OS. So those activities called adaptive maintenance activities. Another, thirdly, called perfective maintenance activities. What is that? After some time, we need to upgrade the software. we need to add features. We have to enhance the software. That is called perfective maintenance. So there are three maintenance activities. The maintenance phase, corrective maintenance activities, এই যে এন্ড ইউজাররা বাগস পায় সেগুলো ফিক্স করতে লাগে। অ্যাডাপটিভ মেইনটেনেন্স অ্যাক্টিভিটিস, বিভিন্ন অপারেটিং এনভায়রনমেন্ট চেঞ্জ হয় সেই জন্য যে কাজগুলো করতে হয়। আর পারফেক্টিভ মেইনটেনেন্স অ্যাক্টিভিটিস ওই যে নতুন নতুন ফিচার্স অ্যাড করা, ভার্সন হয়, নতুন ভার্সনিং হবে ফিউচারে, সেই জিনিসগুলো। Any questions, students? So once the product is delivered, so at the end of development phase, that is not the end of the story. That is not the end of the testing or quality assurance. সফটওয়্যার ফিউচারে যতদিন সফটওয়্যার থাকবে ততদিন কিন্তু এই টেস্টিং কোয়ালিটি অ্যাসুরেন্সের কাজ করতে হবে আমাদেরকে। সো দ্যাটস ওয়াই ইট ইজ ওয়ান অফ দ্য আমব্রেলা অ্যাক্টিভিটিস। সারা জীবন ধরে করতে হবে, বাগ পাওয়া যাবে, ফিক্স করতে হবে, নতুন ফিচার্স অ্যাড হবে, নতুন ভার্সন আসবে, তারপরে অপারেটিং এনভায়রনমেন্ট চেঞ্জ হবে, হার্ডওয়্যার চেঞ্জ হয়, সফটওয়্যার চেঞ্জ হয়, ওএস এর নতুন ভার্সন, অনেক কাজ করতে হয় এই জন্য। সো বিভিন্ন রকম কাজ আছে এইরকম মেইনটেনেন্স ফেজ। ওকে, সো স্টুডেন্টস, ডু ইউ হ্যাভ এনি কোশ্চেন্স? Do you have any questions regarding the SDLC and software process activities? So actually you must know from the software engineering. এগুলো কিন্তু software engineering knowledge, ওখান থেকে পড়ে আসার কথা তুমি। Just a quick review. Do you have any questions? Okay. Then I will show something else then. Then I would like to just discuss that is just a project duration, just development phase. That is just the development phase I'm talking about. Development. So in the development phase, there are different work groups. So there must be one project manager, PM. I am writing just in brief PM. Students, PM is not prime minister here, project manager. So under the project manager there are different work groups: system analyst, requirements engineer, designer, programmers, test engineer, database designers and implementers, DBA, and software configuration management personnel. So there are different work groups. So one group is software testing or software quality assurance. তো দেখো একটা প্রজেক্টে অনেকগুলো ওয়ার্ক গ্রুপ কাজ করে, তো একটা গ্রুপ থাকে কিসের জন্য? এই টেস্টিং এবং কোয়ালিটি অ্যাসুরেন্সের জন্য একটা টিম থাকে। Okay, then so any questions, students? Students, do you have any questions? Oh, another students, someone asked for this. Okay, I'll show you the about the marks. Although it's not finalized, but still we can discuss something. Okay, for midterm students, for midterm MT, midterm it's not final, students, just rough, because we will have course meeting soon. So for attendance, A for attendance, 10% marks. Class tests. In each term there will be 2 class tests, and based on will be counted. Class test, 30% marks. So before midterm we'll have 2 class tests, and each class test carries 15 marks, and based on will be counted and then multiplied by 2. For instance, in the first class test, in class test 1 you got 10 out of 15, and in class test 2 you got 12 out of 15. Then I'm going to count the best one, 12. Then I multiply by 2. So 12 into 2, 24. So you will get 24 out of 30. Okay, like that. And then assignment. assignment 20% marks. And midterm assessment or midterm usually a quiz, usually a quiz 40% marks, so total 100% marks. Okay, so attendance 10%, classes 30%, assignment 20%, and midterm assessment 40%. What about the final term? Well, attendance the same, 10% mark. The final term, again, attendance 10%. I'm writing in brief. CT means class test 30%, same as the midterm, and you will get one project. Project 20% mark. Final term quiz, and there will be a viva at the end of the semester. Okay, viva 25 marks and 15. So students, in the final terms, if you notice, attendance 10%, class test 30%, project 20%, final term quiz, MCQ type 15% marks, and final term viva, overall course viva 25%. So if you notice, here is 100 marks, total 100%, and also 100%. However, we take 40% from midterm and 60% from the final term. Okay, overall course grade will be calculated using the formula. We take 40% from midterm and 60% from the final term. So students, this may change. We'll have a course meeting soon, very soon. I will let you know. So any other questions, students? Do you have any other questions? Any questions?
স্যার কোনো সফটওয়্যার ইউজ করা হবে না স্যার?
I'll try to show you some tool in the final term. Okay, so at first we need the first basic theory stuffs. So actually manual testing is the prerequisite for automated testing. So we can't go directly to automation. Okay, we can't go directly automation. So manual testing is the prerequisite for test automation. So we need to learn the basic stuff first. Okay, different levels of testing, how to conduct those things, and then we'll go for the tools. Any other questions, students? So students, any other questions? Do you have any other questions?
No, sir.
Feel free to ask. If you don't understand anything, right away you ask me. Okay, don't hesitate. Your responsibility is that. My responsibility is to explain you, to make you understand. I try my best to make you understand, but you have to study, you have to listen to the lecture, you have to read the lecture slide, and you have to understand. If you don't understand, then you ask me in the class or consultation hour, anytime you can ask. So let me take your attendance. So attendance, please. Attendance is, I told you, attendance is very important. So if you have 100% attendance, you will get 10 out of 10 and some plus some bonus marks. Okay, and if you miss out some lectures, classes, and then maybe you will get, for example, maybe 6 out of 10. Okay, so by using this attendance marks, actually you can change your grade. You can change your grade 1 or 2 letter grade. Okay, because if someone is present in 100% classes, will get 10 plus some bonus marks, for example 3, so 13. Another student got 6, so 13 and 6, so 7 marks difference. So you can see the difference. Okay, so any other questions? If you don't any so the lecture is already uploaded. Okay, last night I uploaded already. Okay, so also I will try to upload, give you some soft copy of 2 books. These books are not available in the market anyway, but I'll give you some soft copy, 2 major books. Okay, so if you don't have any question, then that's all for today. No questions? No questions?
No, sir.
No questions. So you understood everything? কোশ্চেন না থাকার দুইটা কারণ থাকতে পারে, সব বুঝে গেছে অথবা কিছুই বুঝে নাই না। ওকে, থ্যাংক ইউ ভেরি মাচ এন্ড ইউ হ্যাভ এ গুড ডে।
Thank you, sir.
Go through the
Thank you, sir.
Walaikum Assalam. Go through the lecture slide. I have uploaded already. Okay, you have a good day.
স্যার আসসালামু আলাইকুম স্যার।
ওয়ালাইকুম সালাম।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম
সাব্বির, এক সাব্বির তো চাকরি পেয়েছে, ওটা হলো সাব্বির মৃধা।
স্যার আমি আপনার কাছে ডিসক্রিট ম্যাথ করছিলাম স্যার।
হ্যাঁ করেছিলাম, হ্যাঁ
জি স্যার।
সাব্বির। ওকে গুড।